Hello everyone. So today I'm gonna do a video on self-esteem. We're talking about self-esteem, what it really is, how you can like receive more of it. And but I think actually understanding what it really is also helps you to, accept it more, have peace with it more, and yeah, because like a lot of gurus right now, they're all talking about, oh, raise your self-esteem and blah, 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 blah. And, it's also like a natural process of getting older and learning. And, you know, so I think what self-esteem really is, this video was, by the way, requested by one of the viewers. So here you are. Um, self-esteem, what self-esteem actually is that you have a good reflection of yourself. When we are children, we often get and like we receive nearly an identity from people outside of us, because it's constantly like a reflection of what other people think of us. That's who we are, that it is kind of a natural process as a kid. And I think as an adult, um you start to reflect on that a little bit, to reflect on, is it true or is it not true that what other people have like think of me, or well, how other people view me, or and I think ultimately self-esteem is like to give yourself a reflection of who you truly are. And who you truly are is it's not a bad person, um um but I think also your self-esteem grows in reflecting back on yourself. If you dare to reflect back on yourself, you can improve, and it's not always, of course, about improving yourself and improving, but I think to become a better person and to have a high self-esteem, um you have to keep on reflecting on yourself. I think that's what grounded self-esteem is, basically. And you know what it is? I think with the self-esteem thing, it's yeah, it is just reflecting back on yourself, to give yourself that mirror instead of letting others outside of you fill in that gap that you have yourself. To fill in that gap within yourself through reflection of yourself. Who am I really? What am I really doing in this world? And yeah, how can I reflect that back on myself? um Let me feel a little bit what else I want to say. It's also like self-esteem, it's also a little bit of feeling inside, you know um it's a feeling inside, like it's that combination of a feeling inside yourself that you keep on growing, and that you like truly are that stable foundation that you truly are. That is divine, I think. I mean, you can call it like a numerous words, but it is that stable power within yourself that is true, actually. So it is a combination of these two things, to really to hold yourself accountable, basically, for what you're doing in the world, and be like a mirror of yourself, and not let other people judge you and or define you, not let other people define you, but be your own reflexive mirror, plus the inner force that is always there within you, and to acknowledge that and let that feeling inside yourself grow. Like for me, example, that feeling really sits like right underneath my belly, but for you it can be otherwise. Maybe it's in your heart, like it's the inner power that you feel you are here. You have a basic right to be here. And I think that's a really important thing to let grow, to grow within yourself, that you, yeah, you have the right to be here. It's a very stable energy, actually, to have that, because winds come, but when you have like these, and storms will rise and will, but when you have that stable energy, it doesn't really, I mean, it affects you, the storms, you see the storms, but it doesn't, you won't be taken by it. Like you're still you. And I think that's, yeah, that's like the most beautiful thing, if you can acknowledge that that is inside of you, and that power, um that power is really there, actually, that you really have like a birthright to exist, um to be here, to, yeah. And that's like the first principle, because like from that you can, of course, like know you're unique, and that you have like these unique gifts to give to this world. But I think the core belief is actually of that self-esteem thing, is that I am existing here, and I have a birthright to exist here, so I am. Yeah. Okay, now we're getting spiritual. But yeah, but I think that's a beautiful realization, if you have those two things to think about when you think about self-esteem, that you have your own reflection, that you won't let anyone define you, because you reflect upon yourself. And that doesn't mean you take, well, it does mean a lot that you take accountability for your actions and for your, it's that, but that you reflect on it, that you say, okay, I made a mistake here, I'm gonna own up to that. And also that it doesn't touch you that deep, because you have this big, 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 big well, basically, of power and of stability and strength. Um, so if people like have an opinion about you or something like that, it doesn't really touch you, doesn't really affect you. You won't be taken with it so much. And I think that's, yeah, that's important. So one, to let yourself reflect on you. And it's like, of course, other people can have an opinion about you too, that you may find interesting, and that you may want to develop, or may want to look at. But ultimately, you are the judge of who you are, and not other people. So that's the first thing, to reflect on yourself and don't let anyone define who you are. And the second one is that there is a big, 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 big well of power, strength, and comfort, and stability within yourself, and that you have to acknowledge if you want to feel that self-esteem. Yeah. It's an interesting concept to think about it like that, because it's got like this big, big thing within yourself that is stable and got a big foundation. But it's also the evolving thing of, keep on reflecting on yourself, because that will allow yourself to let your, that is self-esteem as well. If you grow with the world, and grow on your path, and grow as a human being, because people who don't grow, uh who don't allow themselves to reflect back on themselves and really live the life, basically, I think your self-esteem may be diminishing a little bit, because you don't know who you are anymore, because you're continually changing as well. And to be able to reflect upon that, together with that big, big, big well of stability and foundation, I think that's a perfect recipe for self-esteem. Yeah. All right. That was it. Love you all. Bye bye. Have a good day.